He couldn't do it. At 60 years old, he tried to stand up from a chair and his body just refused. He laughed at first, said his legs were just stiff, but his body didn't respond. Not pain, not injury, just nothing. Like the signal from his brain never reached his legs. He tried again, this time harder. His face tightened. His hands instinctively reached for the armrest, and that's when I saw it. That moment, that tiny hesitation that most people would ignore. 3 weeks later, he was in the hospital. And what happened between those two moments, it is something I need you to understand today. Because if you can't do this one simple thing, your body may already be telling you something you're not ready to hear. I'm Dr. Kelsey Olalade, and I've spent years working with patients who believed they were fine. They could walk, they could talk. They looked healthy from the outside, good color, decent energy, a smile when you asked how they were doing. But inside, their bodies were slowly losing the one thing that keeps you alive longer than almost anything else. Strength, not the kind you see in the gym, not the kind you measure in weights lifted or miles run. I'm talking about the kind that lets you stand up from a chair without thinking, the kind that lets you catch yourself when you stumble, the kind that keeps you moving freely through your own life without asking for help, without gripping a railing, without that quiet fear in the back of your mind that one wrong step could change everything, the kind that when it disappears, it takes everything else with it. There's a simple movement, something so basic you've done it thousands of times in your life, something you probably did this morning without a second thought. And yet this one movement can reveal more about your future health than most blood tests ever could. Researchers have found that this single ability is directly linked to your risk of falling, your chance of losing independence, and even how long you may live. The science is clear, the connection is real. But here's the dangerous part. Most people don't notice when they start losing it because it doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't announce itself. It just quietly shifts, and what was once effortless starts to take just a little more effort. And you tell yourself it's nothing. You tell yourself you're tired. You tell yourself everyone slows down a little. It feels normal. Let me tell you what happened to that man. His name was Daniel, a retired engineer, disciplined, sharp. Being the kind of man who fixed things around the house on weekends, who read obsessively, who prided himself on never needing to lean on anyone, independent to his core. That day, when he struggled to stand up, he laughed it off, brushed it away like a crumb off a table, said his legs were stiff from sitting too long. His wife noticed. She always noticed. She'd been watching him slow down for months, the way he hesitated at the top of the stairs, the way he shifted his weight before getting up. But like most people, she didn't know what it meant. She didn't have a name for it. So life continued until one morning he woke up feeling slightly off. Not sick, not in pain, just weaker than the day before, like something had been quietly drained out of him overnight. By that afternoon, he tried to get up from his chair. During this time, his legs gave out. He didn't fall hard. There was no dramatic crash, just a slow, helpless slide back down. And when he tried to get back up, he couldn't. That moment changed everything. Now I want you to try something, not later, not after this video, right now. Sit down in a chair, feet flat on the floor, back straight, cross your arms over your chest, and stand up without using your hands. Go ahead, try it. Was it smooth or did your body hesitate? Did you feel a tremor in your legs? Did you have to lean forward and build momentum just to rise? Did your hands drift toward the armrest before you caught yourself? That moment right there, that tells us more than you think. Because standing up from a chair is not a simple movement. It only looks simple. What's actually happening is a complex system firing all at once. It requires strong leg muscles, stable hips, core strength, balance control, and fast, accurate communication between your brain and your body. If even one of those pieces is weak, the whole system slows down, hesitates, struggles, and when that happens, it's not just inconvenience, it's a warning. Because when this movement starts to fail, it doesn't mean the problem just started. It means it's already been happening quietly for months, sometimes years, long before you ever notice, long before anyone around you noticed. The decline was already underway. This is what we call sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. But that phrase makes it sound passive, almost peaceful, like something that simply happens to you in the background, like your hair going gray. It's not peaceful and it's not passive, because muscle is not just about movement. Muscle helps regulate your blood sugar. It supports your metabolism. It stabilizes your joints and protects the cartilage around them. It braces you when you lose your balance. That fraction of a second between a stumble and a fall. When you lose muscle, you don't just get weaker. You become more vulnerable to falls, to illness, to the slow, quiet loss of the life you've built. I've seen this progression more times than I can count. It starts small, a slight struggle, a little extra effort. Then, without realizing it, you start to compensate. You avoid certain movements. You sit a little longer. You reach for support a little sooner. You stop trusting your body the way you once did. And without meaning to, without ever making a decision, you move less. You slow down. And in slowing down, you speed up the very decline you were trying to avoid. Studies show that people who cannot perform basic strength movements like this one have a significantly higher risk of falls, serious injuries, hospital admissions, and long-term loss of independence. This is not a theory. This is documented, measured, repeated across study after study. And here's the part that surprises most people. It is not about age. It's about strength. Two people can be the exact same age and have completely different outcomes because one of them paid attention and one of them didn't. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think, I walk every day. I'm fine, and walking is genuinely good for you. But walking alone does not build enough muscle to stop this kind of loss. It is not enough, not for this. So what do? Start with that movement. I sit down and stand up, slowly, with control, no hands. Do it every day. Then begin building strength intentionally. Chair squats, step ups, light resistance work. These don't have to be complicated. They have to be consistent, and support your body with the right nutrition, especially in the evening, because your body rebuilds muscle while you sleep, but only if you give it what it needs to do that work. There's a specific nighttime habit that can help slow muscle loss significantly. Most people have never been told about it. I'll cover that in an upcoming video. But for today, remember this. If you struggled with that test, don't ignore it. Don't laugh it off the way Daniel did, because your body is not just aging, it's adapting. And the earlier you respond to what it's telling you, the more of your future you get to keep. In strength isn't about looking strong. It's about staying independent, staying capable, staying in control of your own life for as long as possible. If this made you think differently about your body, subscribe, because most people won't hear this until it's already too late.